Turning to international news now. The death toll continues to mount from a fiery plane crash this morning in Japan. Officials say at least 212 people are dead after a Taiwanese airliner crashed and caught fire. The plane was trying to land at an airport in central Japan. Witnesses say the jet slammed nose first into the runway. They say it appears that the plane did not have its landing gear down. 270 people were on board.
A disastrous night in the Midwest. A deadly twister hit the suburbs of Dallas late Monday night, killing at least 7 people, 14 more injured as the search for victims continues. Brian Mylar has details.
DeSoto rescue crews went to work even as rain from the devastating storm continued to fall. Their first task, freeing a woman trapped in her car, which was tossed by the tornado into the side of the town's civic center. She was eventually pried loose and taken to the hospital. The multi-million-dollar center itself, meanwhile, was left with gaping holes caused by the storm. City workers housed here had other worries, though. They were busy clearing roadways and checking on power lines, trying to get the city moving again.
A lot of wires. We're just trying to get the roads clear where we're not into the wires.
But across DeSoto, there are pockets of absolute devastation. Roofs ripped off homes, trees down. The Johnsons will always remember this storm.
All of a sudden, things started moving, and we ran.
Wow. What was it like during it? Was it very quick, or?
No, it seemed like it went on forever.
I thought it was hailing, but evidently it was the roof leaving. And when it was all over, we came out.
Yeah, she went over to her sister's house. She's pretty bad shape.
And while others worried about loved ones distraught over the storm, some are already picking up the pieces.
I just thank God that he was watching us, and neither one of us were injured at all.
Gives me chills.
That's right. What can we expect around here?
Well, with the remains of those storms stayed together all night long and came across and gave us the few brief showers we had around here this morning. So they're pretty much faded away now over in the eastern parts of Kentucky. But we're seeing now partly cloudy skies and keep it a pretty pleasant afternoon, very summer-like afternoon. Mostly sunny skies will be around. It's now 75 degrees. The high should be around 85 degrees later on this afternoon. We'll see a good bit of sunshine, about 80% of the possible between now and sundown tonight. And winds will be brisk once again from the southwest, keeping that warm and humid weather pumping into the Ohio Valley. So sooner or later it'll be our turn for a little bit heavier storms, probably not till tomorrow or Thursday.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Ahead on Midday, the polls are open in South Africa in that country's first all-race presidential election.
And the body of former President Nixon is on its way to its final resting place in California. Voters of all races are pouring into polling places in South Africa this midday, where the country's first all-race elections are underway. Voting will continue through Thursday, but today is the day that the elderly and the handicapped are allowed to vote. More than 100,000 police are on duty to provide security after weeks of violence preceding this election. ANC leader Nelson Mandela is expected to carry 60% of the votes.
The body of Richard Nixon is on its way to California, where preparations are underway for his funeral tomorrow. Burial will be in the president's hometown of Yorba Linda. Rahima Ellis has more on plans for the service.
Thousands of mourners have stopped at the Nixon Library to pay their last respects to the 37th president. By the front door of the library, which has been closed since Mr. Nixon's death on Friday, there are sympathy cards in a variety of languages, a growing mound of flowers, U.S. flags, and homemade tributes to the former president.
Be very careful.
There are extensive security arrangements for the funeral to protect President Clinton, 4 ex-presidents, and some half a dozen foreign leaders who are expected to attend. Construction crews are working round the clock to finish on time.
It's a ceremony, I think, that will reflect the life, the meaning of President Nixon's passion for peace.
The former president will be buried next to his wife, Pat, on the grounds of the Nixon Library in his hometown of Yorba Linda, California. Rahima Ellis, NBC News.
Well, after kind of a crummy morning, it's shaping up to be pretty nice outside.
Tom Wills joins us next with the forecast.
This crime happens at a cash register, but it doesn't involve a gun. This crime supports drug habits, buys guns, diamonds, and other trinkets. But the criminals are seldom caught, almost never locked up. What is their crime? Stealing, creating and passing hot and bogus checks, and too often, you're the unsuspecting victim. WAVE-3 News reporter Paul Adrian investigates the get-rich-quick scam of the 90s. Easy Money, Wednesday at 11 on WAVE-3 News Nightcast.
Should women work out? Come on, this is the 90s. No one looks at women's bodies anymore. Yeah, right. Should women work out? Absolutely.
Join American Fitness now. 48% off gold memberships.
This is Newswise, a partnership of WAVE-3, Jefferson County Public Schools, Channel 15, Commonwealth Insurance, and Capital Holding Corporation.
Welcome to Newswise. The Dalai Lama was in Louisville Monday to teach and raise money for the Tibetans. He first blessed the Cathedral of Assumption. A star inside the newly renovated church was dedicated to the Lama. He then went to the Kentucky Center for the Arts for a luncheon. 300 people paid $100 a plate to attend. Proceeds will help Tibetan refugees later. 2,300 people heard him speak about equality and nonviolence.
Education with good heart. You see, these should go together.
The Lama hopes Tibet will gain its freedom soon from China. For Newswise, I'm Sarah Haswell.
Newswise is made possible by a grant from Capital Holding and Commonwealth Insurance, a member of the Capital Holding family, committed to improving education in our community and around the state.
Well, a pretty pleasant day across the Ohio Valley at this time anyway. We're seeing on our Terracam view a few high, thin clouds around, but overall pretty breezy winds from the south and pretty warm temperatures. Midday reading 75 degrees, 73 out of Bowmanfield. Humidity 67%, winds from the south, a brisk 11 miles an hour. 65 was the overnight low. Officially, just a trace of rain fell in Louisville this morning as those showers came through. About the time we had the balloon accident this morning, we had this line of showers and a few brief thunder showers coming through Louisville and caused to help, at least contributed to the accident most likely, but that all faded away. It's now gone rapidly to the eastern part of the state. Still a few showers approaching the Ashland area right now, but overall it's pretty well clear from Louisville to the west, and we'll see a pretty nice afternoon shaping up, warm once again. Recent satellite view showing again the scattered clouds in the eastern part of the state. The next big area of clouds back in Missouri may cause a few showers out there heading toward Illinois later on this afternoon. Some pretty big expected storms also to pop up across parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin later on today as well. It's a pretty active storm across the central part of the nation. Midday readings have climbed into the 70s throughout all of our area except one spot at Ashland. They're 82 degrees right now. Everybody else mostly in the mid and upper 70s, on the way up into the mid-80s for highs pretty much this afternoon. We'll see a little bit of a blocking of clouds, blocking the sunshine this afternoon, but overall pretty brisk winds out of the south and southwest, giving us a pretty pleasant afternoon. A windy, warm spring day with high temperatures climbing up into the 80s throughout all of our viewing area as the day progresses. And last night, of course, we had that big tornado out in the Dallas area. We'll take a look at what's happened to the weather sequence since that time. The storms popped up. You can see them popping up here near Dallas last evening. That same complex of storms weakened overnight was the same one that caused the showers we had here in Louisville this morning and now over in the eastern part of the state. The same storm system is now centered in parts of Nebraska. Heavy snows have been falling in the Dakotas, back into Montana and Wyoming with this thing. Expecting to see big storms popping up to our north and west this afternoon. And overall, a major spring storm across the central part of the nation should be sneaking into our area tomorrow or Thursday. Forecast of the afternoon hours looks pretty good, though. We'll see mostly sunny skies, windy and warm. Today is high about 85 degrees. For tonight, partly cloudy, warm 65 for the overnight low. Tomorrow we'll see a 30 or 40% chance of a thunderstorm rumbling through the area once again. Tomorrow's high, also mid-80s. As the front sneaks closer, we'll see a better chance for showers and thunder showers on Thursday. Turning cooler Friday through Sunday. There'll be cloudy skies, chance of a shower over the weekend, which could interfere with a few derby activities then, but it's still too early to tell for sure. Yeah. And there's the health weather indicators. Pollen's, of course, still high.
This time. Thanks a lot, Tom.
Thanks, Tom. Up next, retiring the Greencoats.
A stable of the Sheriff's Department, a staple, I should say, gets new owners.